welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner-related videos, DIY tutorials, budget videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I load a new video. Commenting, liking, and sharing does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. Okay, so the other day, I think it was Friday, I saw a video, well actually it was the thumbnail that intrigued me because it said PlannerUnemploymentLine, and it was from a YouTuber here, NdiNaija's, and I'll link her channel below, and I think I can even link that particular video below because it's one of her more recent ones. And when she first started talking, I'm like, oh no, that doesn't apply to me because, you know, I don't have access to going into a store and getting some reasonably priced planners. There's actually a store here that sells, but they're super expensive. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to watch because it just seems like an interesting concept. And then the more she kept talking, I'm like, oh, no, I have some planners that are in the unemployment line right now. So I'm going to go over, because it's a tag that she created. So I'm going to answer some of the questions in her tag. Definitely check her out. She just made her 1,000 subscriber threshold, so congratulations, sweetie. And also, if you live in the lower 48 United States, she also does have a giveaway going in that particular video, so definitely check it out. So the first question is, how many planners did you get intending to use for 2019? Which planners are they? So the very first one that I bought was an 18-month calendar planner from Happy Planner. This is actually the very first planner I've ever bought, and this I picked up in October of 2018. It is in the big size, and I did start using it in October with every intention to just go through the entire year. Now, up until this point, I had never really thought that I had enough going on to get an actual planner. So when I decided to use this for social media and business, it seemed like, okay, well now I have a purpose and I have a function. And so I had picked this one up. What I had started doing though early on, like maybe 5 or 6 weeks in, is I was turning the vertical layout that traditionally looks like that into my own hybrid of a dashboard layout, and this was definitely inspired by Tarshell B here on YouTube, although eventually I did make it my own thing. And so, you know, I went through the rest of 2018, came into 2019, and it wasn't until, was it April? Yeah, because April I'm still in here, although not planning much in this particular one because this one was specifically for my social media and business. And then I think in May is when I converted to my, oh no, it must have been June. So that's still the end of May. Oh, I wanted to take that out, because that's the rest of my social media and business up and through when I did my 1-year anniversary, and then in June there's nothing there. So that's the first planner that I had with every intention to use it, and it fell by the wayside. The second planner I had purchased specifically for 2019 was this. This is an Erin Condren academic planner. I was actually able to get it at a decent price on Amazon because I am a Prime member and I prepay shipping because Prime membership isn't free and therefore shipping isn't free. I wanted to try it because I'd seen so many people use the Erin Condren system, and I think this was around $30. I think the Life Planner is what they call it. That was way more, and I didn't know if I'd like it. I don't. I hate the coil. I absolutely hate the coil. But I love Erin Condren paper quality. So what I had decided to use this for was as sort of a wellness / budget journal. And so it is undated, and what I was going to do is just track various wellness related things, steps, calories, how I was feeling, doing a little bit of journaling, and then at the end of each month there was a few pages of note paper, and I was going to do my own budgeting, which I did. However, I realized very early on that I hate the coil. I'm not a fan of the horizontal layout. None of this was really speaking to me, and it seems like more effort and really counterproductive to trying to be more focused on wellness, because I just kind of hated it. So what I did was I tore out all of the note pages. So none of the note pages are in here, and I made something else with it. And so what I did was I made my own DIY budget planner. I love the disc system, but the original budget planner from Happy Planner just would never work for me. The way that it's categorized, the way that I budget, it seemed useless, to be perfectly honest. So I did take some divider pages that's supposed to go into a binder, and then just sized it down and punched it, added some Happy Planner paper. This was a hanging calendar that I just took the calendar off and glued it down. And then here are the budget pages that I had that I took out of the Erin Condren, again, cut it down and punched it. And I actually got through quite a bit of this in this system. I think I got through October. Yeah, I got through at least the middle of October. And then I don't want to say that it stopped working for me. It's just, honestly, I got a little bored with it, and I wanted to try something else, because I had already actually set up something for November. But doing this, even though it doesn't seem that elaborate, it does take some time, and it just, I don't know, I didn't like it. So I moved to something else, and I actually don't have that with me right now. So this one is the one that I got through the longest. I pretty much 2.5 months worth, and I almost made a full year. Now, I don't know that I'm going to be using any of this. I mean, all of the unused paper I can move to a classic size notebook that I have, so I'm not going to be wasting it. But yeah, I didn't finish this one either. Now, the other planner that I had, because the big Happy Planner always stayed home, was this mini. And this is actually several different minis that I've just bundled on some expander discs. And I used to carry this all as my catch-all. And I don't even know if this is in any particular order, because I just basically threw it in here. The mini is okay. It wasn't even so much the size, but I hate the horizontal layout. I really do. It just does not work for me. So decorating on a horizontal, yeah. But I wanted something so that I could track things personally, professionally, and in social media, where I could take it on the go. So, regardless of where I was, I didn't have to rely on having it in my big Happy Planner. This one didn't work. I had bought, I think, 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 different planners. This was the monthly, I think it's the No Drama Llama layout. Not a big fan, but I wanted different covers. I keep it all together because I like the tabs, and I might be able to repurpose this, because there are quite a bit of empty just things in here. Well, Yeah, so I mean, there's no rhyme or reason how it's put together. It's just, it's bundled together in this one system. And then the last planner that I made for 2019 is this one here. And this is actually what's going to carry me through the end of the year. And this is my DIY Happy Nietzsche Skinny Classic Happy Bullet Journal Fobonichi, whatever you want to call it. And what I've done is I've taken the functionality and the carry-all catch-all of this one in this first planner section, where I just do regular planner spreads, and by regular I mean it's done on a weekly basis. And then I've taken the task dashboard driven layout system that seems to work for me for my social media and business tasks from this here. So I've actually got those two things in this one thing here. I also have a place for some trackers, so it does have like a bullet journal feel. There's a section for ideas here, and then there's a section for important things. And even this is going to change just slightly for 2020. So those were the planners that I had. And again, it might have been different if I had a Michael's or a Joann's here, where I could look at all the different covers and the dividers and things like that. But if I've learned anything from 2019, I don't like pre-made planner layouts. And so I probably would have only bought them for either the discs or the cover or the dividers. And that's question 1. Question 2, what planners do you no longer use? Well, actually, I don't use any of the ones that I showed you. So this one and these. Now for question 3, it says, why do you no longer use the planners listed in question 2? So for the big one, again, and I mentioned this, none of a pre-made layout works for me. So that already discounts these 3. Hate the coil. I don't know if I can emphasize that enough, but I hate the Erin Condren coil. Now I do like a coil better than the O-ring double ring system. This definitely has more weight to it, but I still hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. So if I ever were going to buy an Erin Condren again, it really would be so that I can rip out the paper, because I like the paper quality. This one, horizontal, wasn't that great. The size wasn't that big of a deal. You know, I could fit what I needed in here. It's just, yeah, not a horizontal fan. For this one, it's mostly because, one, I don't like pre-made layouts. I like the fluidity of making my own, but also if I wanted to really get nitty gritty with my social media and business tasks, I had to wait till I got home, because there's no way that I was going to carry this around with me on a daily basis. I take the bus, I don't drive. I think it'd be one thing if I could throw this in a bag and have it sitting next to me in a car, but if I'm going to be lugging anything around, it's going to be my lunch, and it's not going to be, you know, a 3-pound planner system that I may or may not use, because I'll eat my lunch. I may not look at my planner. For question 4, which planners worked in 2019? Well, for the most part, my budget planner worked. In that I was making my own custom budget planning system. And then, of course, my Happy Nietzsche works. It helps me be creative. It helps me stay organized. It helps me keep the 2 things that I want to be able to have with me at all times, which is my regular planner and my social media, plus my bill paying that I do every month. I actually tracked in here. I never tracked in here. Really, this was just a glorified cash envelope expense tracker, and then I would do a monthly recap occasionally. But these 2, they worked for me. It's just this one no longer works, and this is what I'm using now. For question 5, it says, how have you changed your planner system for 2020? So like I mentioned, I will be using this for both my planner and my social media section. I have no intentions of buying the pre-made Skinny Classic, although I was gifted some by my friends Kelly and Dee, but I have no intentions of using them just as is. I will be using them as just already pre-made paper and then working around the, modified horizontal layout. But these are basically the two planners that I plan to use for 2020. And then the bonus question is, what planner or planners are you using in 2020? Like I said, it's going to be these two. And I will actually be doing a different and separate setup video of how I'm going to use this more for doing the monthly tracking, but also I think I'm going to try doing some sinking funds in here. And then my regular planner and social media tracking will be done in this. So these are predominantly the two systems. I don't know that I'll be introducing anything else. I don't know that I have a need for that. But I like the idea of making my own systems and also being fluid with my own system. So for any reason this does not work, then I know that I have options that I can go fully to this and maybe its own separate planner thing, or going back to an Erin Condren, even though I hate the coil. I mean, again, I don't buy pre-made planners, so it's not like I'm being wasteful. And the planners that I have, I will use the paper that has not been used in some fashion or not, so I will get my money's worth from it. But yeah, this is the Planner Unemployment Line tag. And she didn't tag specific people. It's just, if you have unused planners for 2019, it might be a good reason to just do a recap of what you have, what worked, what didn't, and then, maybe give yourself a notion of what you can use or what works for you and what you'll continue to use in 2020. All right, guys, that's it from me for now. Check out NdiNaija's channel linked below. And as always, aloha.